So there was a line that the crypto OGs used to say when I first got into crypto, and that was, they're going to try to tell you this time is going to be different, but it's not. Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys about the crypto cycles, the 4-year cycles. We're going to take a look at these charts. I'm going to show you some very interesting things that look like we are on track to repeat something similar. You know, history doesn't stay what's the saying? You know, history doesn't repeat, it rhymes or whatever. Yeah, today we're going to look at these Bitcoin charts and see some things that are exactly the same as the last time. It is very interesting to see. So if you're excited about that, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and let's just get right into it. So first and foremost, let's look at this Bitcoin chart right here. So I got a couple things marked up on this chart right here. The blue lines, the blue horizontal lines, those are the Bitcoin halving. So we got the halving right here, June 16th, and then we have it right here on April 20th, and the next halving will occur next year on March 24th. And if you look at these, you can see that these cycles pretty much look very similar. Price goes up, it hits the top right here, and then it goes down. So let's just take a look. Let's zoom in right here. So for the first halving, not the first halving, but the first halving that I was in crypto in 2016, my first cycle, the first halving happened on July, is that July 4th? Yeah, it happened on July 4th, and then the price went to the top. From the halving to the top, it was about 525 days. So that's the amount of time it took from the halving to the top. If we fast forward over here to the last halving of 2020, we can see that from the halving to the second top where Bitcoin hit its 69,000, it was about 581 days. So very similar. It extended out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They say it gets a little bit longer each time, but it's very interesting to see that it's still in the 500 days. And then we go from the top to the next halving, we have 854 days, and then from the top to the next halving that we're going to have next year, it will be 861 days. So very close, and it looks like things could really be on track to repeat itself. Because look, if you see right here, the price bottomed out right here at kind of the same area, like right in the middle of this, right on the cross point. And over here the price looks like it bottomed out right in the cross point. So I have that marked down here. From the halving beginning to the bottom, it was 945 days. So right here, if we go through this cycle that we're in right now, 945 days would mean that the Bitcoin price bottomed at 15,000, and let's call it, say, 15,500, depending on what exchange you were on. And it looks like that was the most selling off day of crypto, of Bitcoin, in a very long time. Like the most Bitcoin was sold off on that day, and that was 945 days. And that's why I think the Bitcoin price could possibly have bottomed already at 15,000. Now the prices could go anywhere, you know, maybe we come back down and we retest the previous high of the previous cycle, which is at 20K. I can see that being a possibility, because we are below the weekly 200 moving average, and we look like we want to retest bearish. And then if we bounce on this green line, that would actually be a very nice level to bounce from there, because that's the top of the previous halving. But it will still be above 15,000, which is where I think the bottom is. I think we bottomed probably in November of last year. Pretty interesting. November, December of last year, it looks like we might have bottomed based on this chart. And I do think we could have some more downside, but if we get above this 200 moving average and start heading up, things can get bullish very quick. But if we look at the previous cycle, we got close to the halving, and then things dipped very hard. When we look at the previous cycle before that, things also dipped pretty hard when right before the halving hit. We had this dip from about $766 all the way down to about 500 and something. So over here I'm expecting, hey, the price could come up and we could have one more huge dip, maybe down to that 20k level, or even down maybe 16k or something like that. That is a very big if, but that would coincide of what happened with the last couple of halvings, because history is not repeating exactly, but it's looking like it's been rhyming so far. So that's what I'm gonna go with as far as my strategy for crypto. So let me know what you guys think about the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin. Do you guys think that this price bottomed already at 15,000 last year in November? Because that is very, very plausible. Now this time around things are very, very different, but they're also very, very similar. So they're going to tell you that this time it's going to be different, but it's not. Y'all think positive and positive things will happen. RIP to crypto roots, and remember, never finish a negative statement about currency. Till next time, peace.